Good evening. Let's take a walk down Jetty Street in Cromer and we'll end up on the pier, Cromer pier that is. A nice evening walk. A Cromer, Norfolk coast, Victorian seaside resort, which at one time was about a half a mile to a mile inland, when there was a village just north of Cromer, northeast of Cromer. I can't think what it was called. And there was a church stump that caused a problem to shipping, landing their passengers onto the pier. Now, here we have Norwich had an architect called Skipper. This is the Hotel de Paris in Cromer. It's one of, I think it's either Skipper or Boardman. Either way, it's an excellent piece of work. And we now go down the steep slope to Cromer Pier in the distance. This is a pleasant evening walk after going to the record group I normally go to. We were listening to the Cure's second and third albums. We've listened to side one of the third. Now do we go right? Look at the moon. Look at how bright that moon is, and look how it shines. It's bright. When I look at it, it's dimmer, but you can see it a lot brighter, a lot brighter, because my camera can pick up the light. Whereas when I look at it, it's dim. It's like a dirty colour, but this is a much cleaner colour. And I just took a photo of the moon, the full moon, 2nd of March 2026. I don't know whether you can see. I can barely see it, but you the viewer will probably be able to see it a lot more. You can see the flashing lights of the oil rig, or maybe it's a ship, or it could even well be the Sheringham Shoal wind farm. But if there was, there'd be loads of lights. And there's another one there. There's actually two. I can only just see the one on the left, but the one on the left, through the phone, I can definitely see there's another one, and you can see the brightness. I mean, it's dark, but here you can see where the sun went down. It would have went down over there at just after 5:30. So let's look at Cromer Pier. And there's the moon again. I think it's just going to be about a 15-20 minute video. I'll walk us back up to the Hotel de Paris. I think I'll have a very quick drink in there. A diet drink, of course. Now, you're wondering what these are. Lifeboat Benjamin Bond Cabell, Hero of Gaul, the 3rd of December 1897. 4 lives saved, so it would have been in that direction, that general direction. And I think most of these involved Henry Blogg in some way. I don't think these two did. 8th of July in 1948, 1st of May 1981, 1973, 15th of November 1973, lifeboat Ruby and Arthur Reed Nimrod of Jersey, 14th of November 1977.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
One life. And 1870, one of the earlier ones in this direction. Lifeboat Henry Blogg, the Norfolk hero who comes ahead of Nelson, Admiral Lord Nelson, in many polls. Sea Gem oil rig, 28th of December 1965. And the lifeboat Benjamin Bond Cabell saved the Emulous of Middlesbrough, 4th of March 1870, with 5 lives saved. And I'm not sure what they are, but let's go on the pier, the only Victorian pier, the only pier in the country to have an end of pier show. There used to be many piers that would do the end of pier show, but the Pavilion Theatre in Cromer is the only one that does it now in the whole of the United Kingdom. We'll walk the west side of the pier first and then come round to the east side. As you can see, the moon. I don't know how to make this a landscape. I don't know how this can be done landscape. But there we are. This is in portrait. I'm not honestly entirely sure. I have to have a look at that. So let's just turn and you can see the lights of Cromer on this side. I'll do this side up to the Hotel de Paris. The Hotel de Paris faces the pier, and I'll show you the other side in a while. There's a couple of dog walkers here. And these seats are normally occupied by fish and chip eaters. So here we have the Pavilion Theatre, and of course look how bright my camera picks up the moonlight. It's very dim to the naked eye, but when you put a camera on it, it's so bright. It's unbelievable. This is the outside seating area. I went on a tour of Cromer's Pavilion Theatre last summer, I believe. As you can see, the interior, the Simon and Garfunkel tribute. As you can see, I can't see much, but in the video you can see. So what's coming up? The next one's Phil Collins, Fleetwood Mac, Cherie Dupree, Frock with Laughter, Not my sort of thing at all. Denise Van Outen, 20th of March. Someone's doing a tribute act for Adele. Ed Sheeran on the 22nd of March. That's the tribute act. That's not going to be Ed himself and what's her name? Cliff As If and the Shad Tones, 24th of March. Cold Place instead of Coldplay. That's not Robbie Williams and Gary Barlow, surely. Let's have a browse. It can't be. Tribute act to Michael Jackson. Too Much Too Young. K-pop. Band called Malice. Oasis. Ollie Day. The Revolvers, Sounds of the 60s, the Elvis years. Paul Martin from the Antiques Roadshow. Not the Antiques Roadshow. Bargain Hunt. Cromer Pier Summer Show. The end of Pier Show. 27th of June to the 19th of September. The Jim Davison, who used to own Britannia Pier in Yarmouth. Stand-up comedy on the pier, 22nd of April. Interesting acts. So there's a bit of work going on here. And here we are, Cromer. I can certainly see them, which is a miracle. So I can't. There is a zebra crossing up there somewhere. Oh, that's the same one. It's on a landscape format. So I don't know whether, I can't see much out to sea. There's something flashing out to sea. I hope the lifeboat isn't launched. There's always someone on standby. Well, it doesn't look like it, but I should imagine there is. Designated smoking zone. There shouldn't be any smoking allowed in public places these days. Well, if they're in designated zones, I suppose that's fine. There's the lifeboat station, the RNLI, completely funded by donations. It's never been funded by government. It's always voluntary. It's a volunteer service. Doesn't sound right considering you have to dial 999 for the Coast Guard. It's a 999 service, so therefore it should be, what's the name? No. Look out for the lighthouse. Look how bright my camera makes the sky. But it's actually quite bright tonight. The moon is full. You can see the lighthouse. Watch out for the fishermen.
Once a week they all have a good t-shirt brush, and we put this little doggy perfume spray on.
There's the doggy. You can see the Café de Paris, Hotel de Paris. Our finishing point. Well, my finishing point, but the finishing point for the video as well. There you can see Cromer, the crustacean station. That's where you can get Cromer crab. I don't think I've ever had one. Don't think I've ever had a Cromer crab. So let's just let me just adjust my bag. My fingers are getting numb. That's better. So you can look up the history of yes, that's a star in the sky. I can barely see it, but you should be able to see it. This is my idea. A nice peaceful walk on the pier. Due to the fact that I do Slimming World in the morning, minus my fish and chips. But of course, if you have a good loss, a portion of fish and chips won't do you any harm. If you have a good loss, I wouldn't if you maintain, and I wouldn't if you gain. I'm not the best loser, even though I was man of the year, joint man of the year in my old group. It remains to be seen whether I can be loser of the year. I wasn't loser of the year, that's for sure. Loser being weight loss champion, but I think I was Slimmer of the Week 5 weeks running, or something like that. I know I lost quite a bit of weight safely this time last year. So we're now heading back towards Hotel de Paris. There are information boards on Cromer here. Here's some facts. There are records of there being a wooden jetty here, 1391. The Seaside Special was born in 78, the Cromer Pier Show. But there was a lot earlier than that. Bradley Walsh starred in Seaside Special for 3 summers. Britain's Best Loved Pier in 2011. Alan Partridge Alpha Papa, 2013. Quickest costume chain is 17 seconds. The pier is featured in Most Haunted. Well, Elizabeth the Ghost was supposedly discovered in the theatre. A 100-ton oil rig collided with the pier, cutting it in half. There are 160 costumes in one summer season. Stephen Fry opened the pier after the regeneration in 2004. It was the focus of the film In Love with Alma Coogan, starring the late Roger Lloyd Pack, who of course played Trigger in Fools and Horses, Only Fools and Horses. It's the focus for the New Year's Day fireworks. David Walliams starred in Partners in Crime. Pier of the Year 2015. Is that the National Pier Society again? And Freddie Flintoff turned up in a chip van in his Lord of the Fries. So there is the only end of the pier show in the world. There were plenty of them at one time. I thought it was just Britain. It's the world. It's unique. And there we have it. Tide Bistro. Pier of the Year in 2024 as well. North Norfolk. Cromer Pier Show. The Christmas Show. It has an end of the pier show, and it also has a show. West End Tennis. There is the very lovely Denise Van Houten. 20th of March. I expect that to be fully booked. It's amazing that Cromer can attract the likes of these West End tenors, Dis as well, but not Norwich. Well, get yourself a proper concert hall. If they had a proper concert hall, they could have them. They could have concerts. They're limited to the Royal Norfolk Showground or the football stadium or St Andrew's Hall when it opens later this year, if it opens later this year. There's no concert hall. Perhaps a concert hall could be put on the new Angus Square development. I have a couple of videos on the demolition of the old Angus Square. You're welcome to take a view of them. It had only been up about 8 minutes and already had 4 views. I shouldn't think the videos are watched entirely in its entirety, but flick through it. My first video is coming close to 450 views, and it's fast catching up my ghost story, which has got over 600 views, and it's easily my fastest growing video. People ask me, what's my channel content? Well, mainly it's reading. I read ghost stories. In Lent and Advent, and on Sundays I try to read Christian material. I do walks. I have done a couple of fireworks displays, several actually. It's not my cup of tea though, but walks like this, visiting churches. I don't do it for profit. I haven't even got a subscription account. Let me know if any ads come on my videos, because I don't like that. I don't like the idea that my videos should have ads, but of course it may come compulsory. There is an Air Force jet, or could be US Air Force. Don't get me started on what they did to Iran, Persia. Do not get me started on the US at the moment. It's best I keep my mouth shut. Hold your mouth, as they say. Mind you, the UK's no better at the moment. I could go on for hours. So we're coming up a hill. I'm out of breath, as you can hear. Oh. Ooh. Right. Now I am going to go and just have a small drink, just a small one, in here, and then I shall head back to Norwich on the bus, the 803 bus from oh, bless me, Gesundheit, as they say. So, with another view of the pier, I leave you, and I hope you have a pleasant evening wherever you are, and stay safe. Bless you all.